Assalamu alaikum. I'm Dr. Sharmin Rahman, Associate Professor, Department of Anatomy, Ad-Din Medical College, Mogbazar, Dhaka. Today's my topic is dorsum of the foot. So let's start. First of all, skin and superficial fascia of the dorsum of the foot. The skin on the dorsum of the foot is thin, hairy and freely mobile on the underlying tendons and bones. The subcutaneous layer of dorsum of foot contains little fat. The superficial fascia also contains the cutaneous nerves and superficial lymphatics. Now, cutaneous innervation of the dorsum of the foot. The skin of the dorsum of the foot is supplied by 4 sets of nerves. These are the superficial peroneal nerve assisted by the deep peroneal, saphenous and sural nerves. Most of the dorsum of the foot is supplied by superficial peroneal nerve, which pierces the deep fascia of the front of the leg in the lower third and then divides into medial and lateral branches above the ankle joint and appears on the dorsum of the foot. The medial division subdivides into branches which supply the medial side of the great toe and adjacent sides of the second and third toes. The lateral division is subdivided into branches to supply the cleft between the third and fourth toes and the fourth and fifth toes. The deep peroneal nerve supplies the skin of the adjacent sides of the big toe and second toes. The saphenous nerve passes onto the dorsum of the foot in front of the medial malleolus. Then it supplies the skin along the medial side of the foot as far and forward as the head of the first metatarsal bone. The sural nerve enters the foot behind the lateral malleolus and then supplies the skin along the lateral margin of the foot and the lateral side of the little toe. The nail beds and skin covering the dorsal surfaces of the terminal phalanges are supplied by the medial and lateral plantar nerves. This is the figure which shows this is superficial peroneal nerve which divides into medial and lateral branches, and this is sural nerve, this is deep peroneal nerve, and this is saphenous nerve. And here we can see the area which is supplied by the superficial peroneal nerve. This area is supplied by sural nerve. This area is supplied by deep peroneal nerve. This area by saphenous nerve, and these medial 3 toes are supplied by medial plantar nerve, and these lateral 2 toes supplied by lateral plantar nerve. Here also we can see the cutaneous innervations, and these are the area marked by different colors. Now, dorsal venous arch. It describes a convex curve directed distally across the proximal parts of the metatarsal bones and is formed by the union of the 4 dorsal metatarsal veins. Each dorsal metatarsal vein receives blood in the cleft between the toes from the dorsal digital veins and through the proximal and distal perforating veins conveys most of the blood from the plantar surface of the foot. Great saphenous vein begins from the medial end of dorsal venous arch and is supplemented by the medial marginal vein draining blood from the sole. Small saphenous vein begins from the lateral end of the dorsal venous arch and is supplemented by the lateral marginal vein. A dorsal venous network occupies the concavity of dorsal venous arch and is continuous above with the anterior leg vein. This figure shows this is great saphenous vein. Here dorsal venous arch is formed and laterally this is small saphenous vein. And in this figure this is great saphenous vein, this is dorsal venous arch and it is lateral marginal vein and these are lateral perforating veins and this is lesser saphenous vein or small saphenous vein. Now deep fascia. On the dorsum of the foot, the deep fascia is thin and continuous at the margin of the plantar aponeurosis. Proximally, the deep fascia is thickened to form the inferior extensor retinaculum, which keeps the extensor tendons in position as they pass in front of the ankle joint. Now, inferior extensor retinaculum. It forms a Y-shaped band in front of the ankle joint, and the stem of the Y is attached to the anterior part of the upper surface of the calcaneus anterior to the sulcus calcaneus. And the fibers of the retinaculum loop medially around the tendons of the peroneus tertius and extensor digitorum longus and return to the sulcus calcaneus. The stem splits into upper and lower limbs. The upper limb is attached to the tibial malleolus and loops around the tendons of the extensor hallucis longus and tibialis anterior muscle. And the lower limb arches medially over the tendons of the dorsum and blends with the plantar aponeurosis. This is the inferior extensor retinaculum, which is Y-shaped. Now, structures passing beneath the deep fascia or inferior extensor retinaculum. These are extrinsic tendons of muscles from the anterior crural region, intrinsic muscle of the dorsum of the foot, extensor digitorum brevis, dorsalis pedis artery and terminal branches of deep peroneal nerve. In this figure, we can see the structures that are passing beneath the deep fascia. It is peroneus tertius, this is extensor digitorum longus, it is deep peroneal nerve, it is anterotibial artery, it is extensor hallucis longus and this is tibialis anterior. Now, muscle present in the dorsum of the foot. This is extensor digitorum brevis, which originates from anterior part of upper surface of the calcaneum and from the inferior extensor retinaculum, and inserted by 4 tendons into the proximal phalanx of big toe and long extensor tendons to second, third and fourth toes. And it is supplied by deep peroneal nerve and it helps to extend the toes. Now, artery of the dorsum of the foot. The dorsalis pedis artery begins in front of the ankle joint as a continuation of anterior tibial artery. It terminates by passing downward into the sole between the two heads of the first dorsal interosseous muscle, where it joins the lateral plantar artery and completes the plantar arch. It is superficial in position and is crossed by the inferior extensor retinaculum and the first tendon of extensor digitorum brevis. On its lateral side lie the terminal part of the deep peroneal nerve and the extensor digitorum longus tendons. On the medial side lies the tendon of extensor hallucis longus and its pulsation can be easily felt here. Now, branches. First of all, lateral tarsal artery, which crosses the dorsum of the foot just below the ankle joint. Then arcuate artery, which runs laterally under the extensor tendons opposite the bases of the metatarsal bones, and it gives off metatarsal branches to the toes. Now, first dorsal metatarsal artery, which supplies both sides of the big toe. This figure shows it is anterotibial artery, which continue as dorsalis pedis artery, and these are medial tarsal artery. It is lateral tarsal artery, it is arcuate artery, it is dorsal metatarsal artery, and these are dorsal digital artery, and these are the deep branch of anterotibial artery that goes to the plantar arch. Now, deep peroneal nerve. The deep peroneal nerve enters the dorsum of the foot by passing deep to the extensor retinacula on the lateral side of the dorsalis pedis artery. It divides into terminal, medial and lateral branches. The medial branch supplies the skin of the adjacent sides of the big and second toes. The lateral branch supplies the extensor digitorum brevis muscle, and both terminal branches give articular branches to the joints of the foot. This figure shows it is common peroneal nerve, which divides into superficial peroneal nerve and deep peroneal nerve. And this deep peroneal nerve continues in front of the leg and goes into the dorsum of the foot. This is deep peroneal nerve and these are the dorsal digital nerves. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching my video. See you next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.